should be live, right? Or am I? Make sure my mic is. Yep, it's on. Let me go back. Look at D3. Let me make sure I'm live. I am live. Yes, sir. Am I? Alright. Let me just share the stream out real quick. Let me go to Twitter. Let me go to... live reaction to 59 gaming top 10 Zenkai units of 2021. Come join if you can. Hashtag you, hashtag you, hashtag you, hashtag you, hashtag nothing else. And then doody 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 doo doody 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 doo Inuma Eilish dance on us. Mans is like, yes sir, I'm on that fate. Alrighty, so I'm gonna wait 1 more minute before I start, and then yeah, give me like 1 minute. Let me serve my food because it's gonna be a very long reaction. I think it's a yeah, it's a 38 and a half, give or take, video. So, and then obviously my reaction is gonna be obviously longer than that. So it's gonna be like 45 to an hour, depending on if I'm gonna discuss something or stuff like that. So yeah, give me 1 minute. Let me serve my food. Oh, for those who watching the VOD, I'll put like a timestamp or something like that, so you guys don't have to watch it. All right, so I'm back. Woo. Let me make sure. Let me position everything correctly, right there, nicely. Video's facing me. Heaven's Feel. I told you, bro. I told you a Fate Heaven Feel. The movies was gonna be. I told you, bro. Animation from the story was good, too good. All right, I'm gonna start the video. Let me do my countdown. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's Skull Royal back at it with another video, or should I say another reaction. I'm live streaming now on YouTube, and I'm gonna live stream the 5-9 Gaming, 5-9 Gaming Mobile, I should say. Let me say that channel correctly. Top 10 Zenkai units of 2021, and yeah, I'm assuming we're gonna have pretty much most of the Lf Zenkais in here. I'm assuming characters like let's just say who's a prominent Zenkai that's like extremely good that came out. Maybe Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the purple one. So yeah, for those who live streaming, what's up, what's popping, and for those who's catching the VOD, I appreciate you watching the video. Link to the original video will be down in the description below as always, because I'm reaction. And let's get it started. So yeah, I see D3 right here. Shout out to D3, you know what I'm saying? And let's get
guys, and welcome back
to
the channel. My name is D3, and for today's 5-9 Gaming video, we're going to be going over the top 10 Zenkais.
Oh, sorry. Sorry to cut D3 off, but get y'all snacks, man. It's gonna be a long one. If you clicked on the video, you guys see that it's gonna be a long one. For those who's in chat, get some popcorn, get some drinks, all that. Get some snacks, get some food. I got food with me. I got me some rice, got me some chicken, got me some broccoli, you know, and a water. So let's get it.
Released within the year of 2021. So in the comments, please be sure to let us know down below what you guys think the top 10 from 1 to 10 Zenkai characters, again, released within the year of
I can't finish the sentence, T-Water. I haven't seen Fate since the movie.
On 5-9. So before we jump in, I do want to go ahead and mention all the characters that we are working with. I
know I am the bone of my sword.
Eliminated the free EX characters,
and then I forgot the rest.
Or the event-based characters like Kakarot, Goku from the list because we didn't feel like they would be in the final product anyway. So outside of those characters that came out throughout the year, we were working with Lf Piccolo, Lf Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Legends Road Piccolo, Android Super 17, the Red Kid Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. We had the blue Super Saiyan 1 Gohan from the Broly movie alongside the Lf Goten. We had Final Form Yellow Frieza. We had Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla. We have Blue Piccolo. We have Lf Frieza. We have Super Vegeta, Metal Cooler, Super Saiyan 2 Teen Trunks, Super Saiyan God Vegeta, Fusion Zamasu, GT Vegeta, Janemba, Broly and Chilai, Lf Super Vegito, Transforming Blue Gogeta, and we also have Kaioken Goku and Kaba. So those are all of the Zenkais that released in terms of the year 2021 that were in consideration for today's video.
Yeah,
so
I thought Shiro was going to be like one of those other protagonists.
Top 10 among those, and if you want
to be a crybaby or whatever. Well, no, he's a really good protagonist.
Anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Battlemore, why don't you let everyone know your top 10 Zenkais, starting with number 10 from the year of 2021.
Yeah, my number 10 is Lf Goten. And the reason...
That is an interesting one for number 10 there. Goten is somebody that a lot of people were definitely not very happy about in terms of what he got.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, everyone was like...
Let me pause right here. So the reason why people was complaining about Goten, myself included, is because we already have, like, the Hybrids was the best team at the time, right? So it was like, cool, now Goten is coming out. Yay, another Zenkai buffer for Revive Han. And then this Goten actually ended up being pretty good. And then you could run a purple red team with this Goten, Revive Han, and FSK. Even though Future Han, FSK, and Revive Han is the better setup, but overall, this Goten is actually really good. And then obviously you got the platinum equipment, which makes him even crazy, like crazy in terms of like compared to like the other regular Sparking. But he himself as a unit, like he's like if you're using Game Press tier list tier 1, if you're using like an example like a normal tier list or like my tier list, I probably have this guy at an S tier slate, because my tiers always have like your number one Z tier, S plus S, then A tier and all that jazz. So let's keep going.
Oh, we cannot boost these hybrids anymore.
Yep.
Nah, stop it, T-War. He's not trash.
That was the theme of 2021.
I think that. You know what's my problem with people? And I'm not saying you, T-War, because you're always you always like your opinions. I value your opinion really strongly. But I'm talking about like some of the other people in the community is the fact that they call a unit trash, but they're not actually trash, right? It's like they over exaggerated this stuff like that. So that's why I don't like the term trash into a unit. They're just not up to par. So let's keep going.
It was. Oh my god, it was.
Now Yellow Broly, and in terms of like the word sparking list, that nigga is nah, let me stop.
So like, yo, because they were so powerful still, and they wanted to boost them even further, which surprised the heck out of them. Like, god damn. But
yeah, definitely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about why Goten is on your list in general?
Seawater. All I gotta say is I told you, bro.
He deserves to be on the list because, and fitting on number 10, because he still does damage and stuff. But I feel like he's way too restricted with Gohan in order to get his blast arts. But else he has
all I gotta say, T-Water, because I told you about
blast arts. Like, he has a great thing, but once everything that is over, Goten. Yeah, the one thing you want to get rid of first is Goten.
Yeah, awesome. He's also on my list as a spoiler. I think he's incredibly good. It shouldn't be a surprise that the LF is on both lists. But speaking of an LF, tell everyone about your number 9.
My number 9 is LF Frieza.
Oh, so they're not doing the back and forth thing. All right, so yes, Frieza is definitely better than Goten. So no surprise there. Or just that his team, right? His team option like LOE. They just need more, bro. And hopefully, when I want to say Zenkai. You know what's the crazy thing is Zenkai chill. Like, depending on how good they make him, could possibly. I wouldn't say definitely, but I'm saying it's a possibility. Could possibility replace this Frieza, depending on how crazy they make the show. But yes, but overall, this Frieza is definitely way better than Goten easily. And yes, T-Water, bro. Oh man, that fight. You're gonna make me rewatch the Heaven's Feel movie again, bro. All 3 of them.
Okay, and why was he here?
He's here because LOE needed a very good support. Not just LOE, Frieza Force. And the only complaint everyone had about this Frieza, he was not tanky enough to do everything. And with the Zenkai, everyone was happy how well he did.
Yeah, awesome. And he also has that unique equip that does help with his tankiness and stuff like that. You know, I hear a lot of people always talking about LOE needing buffs, but don't really talk much about the Frieza Force side of things when it comes to these Frieza characters and stuff. So really appreciate the shout out. In terms of what you have here for number 8, let's move on to that one.
The number 8 is Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, the blue one.
Interesting character here. He is somebody that there's a decent amount of saturation on his teams, I guess.
All right, so it's a weird one between who's better between LF Frieza and this Trunks, because obviously Future, Vegeta Clan, he's a Super Saiyan 2, so you wouldn't be in Super Saiyan. Hybrid is better than LOE. But, it all depends, right? Because you could argue that Frieza is better than this Trunks, but it's literally one placement. It's literally a 9 and A placement. So, but yeah, this Trunks, as a matter of fact, I already have my thumbnail ready. I have a 1 year later video that's going to come out next week about this Trunks, because next week, on Reset, this is when Trunks got his Zenkai, so that's when I'll drop this 1 year later. And I also have 2 1 year later videos ready. I have the Green 21. I also have the Future Han, which they came out literally a year in like a couple of days. So anyway, this Trunks is very good though. It's just that the thing is like D3 I believe was gonna say is because he's a blue unit, Vegeta clan. Definitely, like all like Vegeta clan, they have Majin Vegeta, they have Sword of Hope Trunks. With Sword of Hope Trunks, I mean, hey, he is infinitely better than those two, the other Trunks and Majin Vegeta. But this Trunks, he's still really good. Like, he has a topo effect where if you tap him or the future hound effect where if you tap him or you pretty much when the enemy attacks ends, he gains card draw speed. The fact that his main ability gives him 70 ki in the blue card, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And his blue card deals massive damage and it hits hard. So blast attack, he does a ton of blast attack as well. So he's definitely a very hard hitter. So yeah. Not much to say though, but he's solid, really good. And another thing, he's a Zenkai buffer for Trunks anyway, so I use him as a Zenkai buffer for Sword of Hope Trunks. So yeah, let's keep going.
Even just in terms of recent characters that obviously came out, and then also just same color characters. So why is he in the number 8 spot?
Oh yeah, and Shiro, he definitely got all the servants, pretty much the Fate servants.
The reason why he's on number 8 is because he's buff for hybrids and future.
Also, T-Water, the fact that, you know what I'm saying, since you know, I'm pretty sure you know that Archer is Shiro, so let's keep going.
It's ridiculous. Even though his C ability is not that good, his ability easily takes over that, because as soon as a battle matter gets hit, he shortens substitution count. That means he can count faster. Every time an end of an attack hits on him, he gets card draw speed, power up, like it can stack. So if people keep tapping him, he will just go a powerhouse and just rampage through everything.
Yeah, he's quite a powerful character. You know, the draw that he does for the blue cards and all these things that he can kind of do. And I really do love what you said about, you know, how he has the ability to do the sub countdown. That was a really big theme of the Vegeta family team, you know, with him and, you know, characters like Green Vegeta that came out obviously quite a while ago, the LF one. These are characters that have a specific.
Yep, exactly. That's why, like,
in terms of battle, whenever they use arts or
the dynamic between Shiro and Archer was really well done. I think
he's a cool character. You know what? I was talking about how there was saturation for him, but don't get it confused. He was most likely the best blue on pretty much all of his teams, depending on who you asked, up until recently, anyway.
Yeah.
So, awesome character. Could have probably been higher, and he's great. So, what about number 7?
My number 7 is LF Piccolo.
Okay, why?
LF Piccolo.
Alright, so LF Piccolo, I feel like he's going to be underrated in this tier list. LF Piccolo is so good. Like, really good. Like, crazy good. It's just that not a lot of people either A, don't have enough stars to Zenkai him, or B, have him Zenkai but don't have him at 14 stars. Like, Piccolo is so good. Like, oh my goodness. Like, the things that he does, his blue card damage is insane. He could tank blast damage really well. When he pops main to transform, his stats is crazy. Probably like a top 5 stat distribution in the game. As well as it restores his vanish 100%. Like, this Piccolo is so good, and it's a staple for any yellow regen team. So I feel like he might be underrated in this list, but I don't know the rest of the list because, like I say, if you watch the VOD, I'm live reacting it, and obviously for those who's in chat, you know what I'm saying. So let's get it. Let's start.
So many things. He had extreme vanish. Like, after he used his main, he restores his vanish. He could easily remove cards, stack his green card, so his blue card could easily one-shot anything. He has blast armor. Like, you were afraid to do anything, because as soon as you tried to use a blast, he was ready with a green card and then blue card. And you were got one-shot.
Yeah, the green drawing the blue with the blast armor, it just, you know, one thing that I'll always remember about his blue card is it's one of those moves that it doesn't look like there's not very many of them, but it doesn't look like it's doing very much damage, but the final portion, the ending portion, you see all the damage just pop through.
Oh yeah.
It looks like it's kind of like doing nothing, and then at the end it's like boom, you're done, you're getting LF.
Yeah, every time I see that, I was like, oh my god, calm down.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ultra Gogeta,
so
where
he's a
Ultra
cool
Gogeta
character.
he
He
kicks
was,
you,
one of the
he does slight damage,
quickest
and then you see the
turnarounds in terms of
bigger damage after he
being
does the
released in the game
Kamehameha.
and turning around and getting Zenkai. He may actually have been the character that had the quickest turnaround overall in terms of when he comes out versus getting a Zenkai shortly thereafter. So interesting character, and it took a while. They came out together, Frieza and Piccolo, but it took a while to get the Frieza one after Piccolo got his. So I'm happy that though ultimately they were able to both get their Zenkais there.
Yeah.
So what I think, by the way, since I'm having a lot of commentary, I think just let you.
So tell you what about subs, like I always watch the subs for everything, because usually with the subs, not hating on the dub or anything, but usually with the subs is like they use the correct dialogue, or should I say the correct script. Usually not recently or anything like that, but the older dubs of anime, like they don't follow the script on what they give them for the manga, because obviously an anime is pretty much taken from the manga and just put in an anime form, right? So that's why I don't. It's because of Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball dub really butchered me watching the dub, and I still watch certain dubs. Like Death Note has a really good dub, FMAB has a really good dub, Code Geass has a really good dub. Even not the 4 Kids Yu-Gi-Oh, because 4 Kids Yu-Gi-Oh is hot doo-doo, but like the Funimation Yu-Gi-Oh, but has a really good dub. Even like Shield Hero, like I watched that dub, and it was a really good dub. So that's what did it for me.
Viewers know, when it comes to some of these ones that I have on my list as well, I'll probably just kind of defer a little bit and say, hey, we kind of talked about them a little bit.
Yes, Akira.
So
that movie was phenomenal.
Number 6 is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they see Battlemore. This is where I agree, bro. Battlemore. This is where I agree. Lf Piccolo is way better than this Vegeta, no question. That's where I agree. I fucks with you, Battlemore, but I think Vegeta is just over heels. Not Vegeta. Piccolo is just way better than this Vegeta. Not to say this Vegeta is better or anything, because this Vegeta is actually, I think he's underrated as well. It's only because the craziness of this meta where you see a bunch of blue units and that counters this Vegeta, but the thing is Piccolo's just way better, dude. I love this Vegeta. He does a ton of damage. That ultimate hits, and it hits hard and it faints. So he does really good damage. He's a glass cannon character, but just Piccolo's just overall way better. I'm sorry. And plus he's replaced by Ultra Omega anyway. So hey.
The reason.
And also, he's arguably replaced in Vegeta Clan if you have a 14 stars or even a 9-star 8 Vegeta. So
Why? Because at the time when he's released, even though his C ability was for Vegeta family, he would still be put in the GT because he had permanent card draw speed already. His blast damage hurts like heck. His ultimate
does
a lot of damage, and he completely just stands there and just rampage through everything. And with the support of his other teams in GT, helped him a lot.
Nice. He actually has the Z ability for GT as well. I don't know if you meant the Zenkai ability, maybe for Vegeta.
I meant the Zenkai ability.
Yeah, cool.
The Zenkai ability.
Just wanted to clarify on that. But he is a character that it's really interesting because he has a lot of things built into his kit. He's got the supporting effects built in. He's got the draw speed. He's got some cut built in. He's got the extra key on entry. He's got different.
Hell yeah, 9 stars.
General damage, blast
definitely.
Damage. He's a very well-rounded character. He has the blast art that does the debuff for strike damage up, which obviously Goku has the opposite of that. They're meant to be ran together. I really do like the Vegeta playstyle though, changing strikes to blasts. Very powerful character, and he's a character that could really catch you slipping. If you're not careful,
and
he will rip you to pieces.
In the time of meta, every time people like to switch a lot, he does extra damage every time people switch. His next art does 40% extra damage.
Yeah, he will rip you to pieces.
Yeah, and with his other Zenkai abilities, like he has 100% to blast damage to enemy blast armor.
Yep.
Like he will rip, and it hurts.
Yeah, very, very powerful character that if you are not watching for him, he will do a lot. And like I said, also he's one of the probably handful of characters that does buff allies, like Awaken Special, blah blah arts cards. So very good.
Yeah.
What about the next?
My next one.
Yeah.
Is Zamasu. The Fuse Zamasu.
Let me pause right here too. See, two characters I think that Piccolo is better than. I feel like Piccolo is better than this Merge Zamasu. Even though like Merge Zamasu, he's around his same tiering. I'm just giving Piccolo the edge though, because Piccolo, he does so much. And even in this meta, like Piccolo is one of the best characters in this meta anyway. And even beforehand, he just automatically a staple yellow unit. Like I get it, like DKP, yes, DKP is. But the thing is, it's like, all right, you compare a 14-star DKP and a 14-star Piccolo. Piccolo is just better. And even still, it's like you still gonna run a yellow green setup with the two Piccolos and Majin Buu. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. But I get it. I get it though. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like Piccolo is just way better than those two. So let's keep going.
Okay, well, Zamasu is probably the most surprising one of the year.
But anyways, hold on. I forgot to talk about like Zamasu in general. Zamasu, he could tank really well because of his stats and then his coverage change with that 40% cut. He has a straight coverage change, which is really, really good. Blast damage, a ton of blast damage. Ultimate hits hard late game. Green card is annoying if you're dealing with him. The fact that he gains 40 key, the fact that he reduces your key by 40 when he pops a green card. It's also a time stop, so it's like if your opponent is doing anything, like you could perfect vanish fish with that, or you could probably stop whatever like combo he's trying. Not stop his combo, but stop his try to stop his stop your opponent trying to be more aggressive, because he only gonna have 60 key afterwards. Well, it also depends on the character you're facing, but in the general retrospective. But blue card hits pretty good as well. It gives your opponent strike cost up, and overall, also the bleed damage that he does. Bleed damage is actually underrated, because it's like people won't notice it until like around like middle of the match, when the character's like, oh damn, my characters took a little bit more. And plus bleed kind of offsets the health restoration up that they get as well. And yeah, Zamasu is just really, really good. I feel like Dragonball Legends, like, they did a really good job on not giving him more than what he needed, but at the same time they gave him enough. And by increasing his stats, he already had a good kit overall. He just needed a stat upgrade to give him a little bit more of a push, and boom, they just made a really good Zenkai. So yeah, let's keep going. And also Akira music, I love the whatchamacallit, the cyberpunky music that they do.
So why is he here?
He is here in the middle of the list because when it comes to tanking and the oppressiveness, how good this character was, it was just amazing. Because literally just use the green card, decrease opponent's key, and still gain your own. He did all the things that he needed for a tank unit, a damage unit. He literally had everything on his kit that made him more just viable to be on the team. He can take anything.
Yeah, you know, with him, I didn't know if he really needed a Zenkai per se, but I mean, he obviously needed a stat upgrade.
I was surprised when he got a Zenkai. I was like, really? Already? The second any unit?
Yeah. So, like, to me, I think my reaction to him was that I don't know if he needed it, but obviously I'm happy he has it. But the stat upgrade is very nice, right? And then also with all these Zenkais getting their Zenkai ability anyway, it's more stats. So overall, quite a powerhouse. And, you know, really, there is a version of his teams that are just extremely annoying to play against and very tanky, especially with characters like him and like the green Zamasu assist character, things like that, right? So
yeah, also
very interesting. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about your next one?
Before I go to the next one, Zamasu also fits very good at God Key. And God Key purple unit were very squishy at the time. So, because he's...
Until he came out and we got the next one.
Yeah, Akira was left. Like, it ended where
But the next one, number 4, is Android 17, or should I say Super Android 17.
Hold on, wait. So, before I talk about 17, Akira, I felt like overall it was like not only like a really, really good movie, but not only it was a great movie, but it was like the message, like it leaves it up to interpretation, pretty much on what you think of it. Like what it pretty much is like thinks about your morals. So it was like pretty much so the dude, right, it was like he wanted attention and all that. That's why he got his powers and everything like that. But it was like I will have to really deep dive it. Yeah, I'll have to rewatch the movie again in order for like to give me my true opinion on it. But anyway, 17 really, really good. I feel like because 17 was scoring androids. He's still scoring androids, but I'm trying to remember like when he got his Zenkai, right? He was better than Gogeta 4 until Gogeta 4 got his platinum equipment on GT. Overall, he's been like in my tier list, like I stated, from if I have Z, S plus, and all that jazz, he will be S plus when he first came out until around Revivehon, and then that's when he swings down to S. Then Gogeta 4 Platinum equipment came out, and then he went down a little more. And then Andros hasn't gotten any buffs, so he automatically has to go down even further. But then compared to Zamasu, when he just automatically, when he got Zenkai, he was automatically S plus tier. And then Goku Vegeta came out, right? And then he got dropped down to S, but then he stays in S until even now. Yeah, I will have Zamasu ahead of 17, and then I'll have Piccolo over all of that. Like Piccolo, I feel like Piccolo is so underrated, bro. Yeah, I don't know. What was his placement? 8th, 7th? Nah, he doesn't deserve to be there. Piccolo should be 4. Piccolo should be 4 right now, in my opinion. Even at 17's peak, like I get it, you get the 100% paralysis and all that jazz. I get it, green card, cool. Piccolo was better. I'm sorry, but Piccolo was just better than the 17. So that's just me, though. I don't know, but. In terms of like 17 now about the character, like I stated, guarantee fate. Green card pretty annoying. His cover change pretty annoying as well because his cover change is pretty much a green card. And then blue card it was and then his damage capability it was I mean after like during late game he does a little bit more damage, but his main reason for the Android team and the GT team at the time was for tankiness and disruption and the guaranteed fate. So yeah, that's my thing right now. I think 17 though, I would say he is better than even that's an argument. Like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and this guy, like that's an argument because you're comparing a tank / disruptor to a glass cannon damage dealer. So it was like that's and the same thing with Trunks, the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. So like you could really argue between them three, but the fact remains that Piccolo and Zamasu is better than the 17. So
nice.
Let's keep going.
He was actually a very polarizing character when he got his Zenkai. Because he got his Zenkai, I believe, around the time of the release of Ss4 Gogeta, just because they were doing that GT ramp up. They were doing a lot of GT releases and Zenkais, blah, blah. So
yeah, so I think, wasn't 17 the second? Was 17 before the Super Saiyan 4s got their Zenkai or after. I don't remember, but definitely 17 got his Zenkai before Gogeta 4. Yeah, he definitely got his Zenkai before Gogeta 4. I think people had a problem with is the fact that GT, when they got their Zenkais and before Zenkais was free, that GT was a very expensive thing to make. Besides powerful opponent, like think about it, you have to have all three of this. Like you have to have Super Saiyan 4 Goku Vegeta and Super 17 S7 stars at least. Then you have to spend 7k crystals for the Zenkai banner. Because remember, Zenkais weren't free, and also they didn't have the daily things at the time either. So you had to deal with that, and then you got to build the rest of the core, which wasn't even a core. So it was like, sure, cool.
He was a character that some people were saying was better than SS4.
I was on the camp that he was.
Oh, let me reread.
Gogeta
let me read your Akira analysis.
Yeah.
The new equip, obviously.
This Super 17 literally could tank anything. People were afraid of using any blast art at all because literally he gets green card every time someone new appears. And everyone is afraid of his paralysis ultimate too because it inflicts the entire team for a long time.
Yeah. I know for a fact that when he
Tetsuo, it was like he wanted attention from his peers and everything like that, so he became a monster, and then, like you stated, once he transformed into the ugly
the game and was so
that
different
blob monster, he actually became a monster. He was a monster at heart after the powers, after he gained all the powers, seeking attention, and then he became the monster that he didn't want to become. So that was a good analysis, Seawater.
So incredible character.
The funny thing is about his green card, his cover is literally the same. He could absorb every blue range card. It literally is the same.
Yeah, I always laughed at that because I believe it was the same pre-Zenkai as well.
Yeah,
it just was so funny to me.
But the good thing about this was that he was literally almost the only unit, except for EX 19 and 20, or Dr. Giro, if we call it that. He was the only unit that could absorb a blue card that was arranged and just stood there.
Yeah, and for people that don't understand, basically any blast-based move, he can absorb it. So, yeah it's crazy utility because it's on the green or on cover, right? So, insane.
So people were afraid.
And that's where I think people don't understand because he gets all these benefits. We talked about how it's the same. But he gets all these benefits of like healing and all these other things, and it's so cancerous to play against him because you can't do any ranged actions. And
Seawater, I might have to rewatch Akira.
What I have to say,
like I haven't seen that movie in like.
You are trying to do it, on a cover. Like that's the thing. It's the cover.
I would say like
beast,
almost 10 years, give or take.
Like you don't.
And yeah, I agree. 17 shouldn't be up here.
Almost or something because you don't know when to cover.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the next.
He needs to reason.
Okay, my number 3 is Super Saiyan 4 Goku from GT.
All right, what's up with him at number 3? Why not?
Yeah, so this Goku, he's really, really good. I would say he is now. This is the argument this is a real argument between Piccolo and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I'll probably give Super Saiyan 4 Goku the edge. It's just been this Super Saiyan 4 Goku is the most consistent unit in the game. Like I would say one of the most, I should say. My apologies. Let me rephrase that. It's one of the most consistent unit in the game. Like this Goku, like on his initial release on the New Year's banner with him, Vegeta and Baby, like throughout almost that whole year, he's been consistently good. And then when he got Zenkai, I mean, whew. That man, he became good. He became really, really good. The fact that his blue card, no switching, top time green card, the fact that when he comes in, he heals. He has the what you call it, the nullified coverage change thing. He also have the ultimate hits hard. There's another thing that he does. I know he has a no cover change thing. Does he have no endurance as well? Am I bugging? Anyway, this Goku, he's really, really good. Stat wise, and then damage wise, like that's the only thing inconsistent about him is his damage, because his damage feels like it's good, but also feels like it's not good. It's kind of like Maju, right? Because Maju sometimes is like he does decent to good damage, and then sometimes he doesn't. So I guess that's the only thing about this Goku. But overall, this Goku, he's really amazing. And 3, hey. Yeah, on the main ability. Okay. So on the main ability, he has it. Okay, thanks, T-Water. But yeah, Goku, amazing, dude.
Higher or lower?
Yeah, the reason why I feel like he fits it right there is because he's a melee type that doesn't really do damage, but do damage.
Exactly, good point, T-Water.
He has his main ability.
The fact that he has that, though, Nullified Endurance on main, that's really amazing.
There were so many coverage units. That was just insane. And also because he has the first melee type that was a support unit for his very own tag of GT. Like, he buffed the team by 30%, and everyone was like, what? What?
Yeah.
Also,
very powerful. And a thing that is underrated about him is he also has the Nullify Endurance, just like this new Gogeta, for 30 counts.
Uh-huh.
That's insane.
Yeah, and you could literally not cover, and he was like, time to Rising Rush.
Yeah, he's got the anti-cover, and he's got the Nullify Endurance.
Yeah.
Disgusting combination.
That's why he was so good. People compared him to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Like, people told me
that green card, that green and heal is so good.
He got the strike and do more damage.
Like, this Goku has a lot of anti-meta things.
Goku did that much better.
Nullify cover, Nullify Endurance, like no switching on blue.
He did what he was supposed to.
He has a ton of anti-meta stuff.
Him,
so
even pre-Zenkai was he was designed to be a jack of all trades kind of character, and they really leaned into that post Zenkai, also giving him access to health restoration, which he already had, but like he's got the utility in terms of the things we talked about, the supporting and these meta changing nullifications, right? And then on top of that, having the ability to have sustainability, right? He doesn't do the most damage, but he even has card speed. He has card cost down, restores ki anytime he's versus an enemy, which is better than just switching in once. If they switch versus him, he's picking it up too. Things like that. Very powerful character, especially if you start off with the green card.
Yeah. Also, because he's almost the only viable purple in GT.
Yep.
Because right now there are 2 EXs only, and he's the only sparking. But I feel like he fits the team so well, you don't need to do that.
He's such a well-rounded character. Like, he's really, really powerful, really good, and very well designed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
all
same.
Right. Yeah, so let's move on to the next one here. We're starting to wind down, and then we'll move on to my list.
Okay, my number 2 is Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Ryuden, don't hate me.
You know? And then number 1 gotta be Super Vegeta, so I'll talk about Goku, and then when Vegito pops up, I'll talk about Vegito. But this Goku was arguably number 1 in the game. It was between him and FSK, even though people slighted towards FSK even more when Super Saiyan 3 Zenkai came out. And then Revive Han came out, and then it was like, yeah, Revive Han is better. But Goku at the time was still extremely good, and he could destroy Revive Han with his main ability. At the time, this Goku, his blue card was the most damage dealing in the game. And then Gogeta 4 came out, right? And then you still run this Goku, but you run like a GGY setup where this Goku, G4, and Angel Vegeta. And then, unfortunately, when Legends Festival Part 1 came out, that was when this Goku's value starts to drop further. So yeah, I mean, Goku at the time, like I stated, he was on certain points, depending on who you talk to, number 1 in the game. But even now, like, the things that he does, he could still tank decently well. Obviously, you can't mess with that IT cover change. The IT cover change will always be extremely good. green card. The thing about this Goku is like it makes you change how you play, because you know how Goku is. You just explode in the back, and then just you either A, you have your green card, or B, you just wait until your opponent does something so you could perfect advantage them and then make them think that you have a green card. So this Goku is really, really powerful. Stat wise, extremely good. Damage wise, still really good. It's just that because of the current meta and everything like that. I mean, you could even argue like this Goku does well in this meta because of the strong blue cards, but not blue cards, the blue characters. But in terms of like compared to how you first got Zenkai to now, he definitely lost his value, but he still is really, really good. Probably a top 20 or 30 character in the game. So yeah, let's keep going.
I don't think anybody is surprised he's in your top 2, but what do you have to say about him?
Well, when he got a Zenkai, oh my god, he did almost everything. Like, he had the cover, like, he was feeling when you fought Super 17. Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as, you don't want to use a green card, but once he...
I'm not gonna lie to you, Water, I really, like... Not to say anything bad about Gurren Lagann, but I thought it was just an okay series. And yeah, I agree with you with the Gokus. His impact on the meta is like you can't, like, you could argue between you could maybe argue number one, like he should be number one. Like you could argue Goku could be number one depending on who you talk to. Me personally, no. The Super Vegeta is just, oh man, he's king. He's king. He's king in this list. So, but you could really argue Goku being number one because of the impact. Because we are talking about 2021. And Goku's impact on 2021 is really, really, like, definitely, he's a definitely impactful character. But then I would argue with Vegeto's side is he also impacted the meta, and also Vegeto's shine started at late 2021. So you could argue either way, but definitely Vegeta overall is definitely the overall better character than this Goku. But yeah, everything that you said to her, I agree.
Matches you with the green card, it's like he had an entire combo against you. Also, he gets card draw speed, and by God, when people switch against him, he gains Dragon Balls and buffing his ultimate arch. People were so afraid because he had type brutality too. It was just insane how good this unit was in Saiyans.
Yeah, very powerful. You know, one thing that was very underrated that they don't do a ton anyway was they gave his green card the ability to combo into anything, as opposed to just a blue pre-Zenkai like it was.
Yeah.
And that's 10 times more valuable, because it turns into a full combo starter from max distance while restoring his ki and destroying their cards.
Exactly, Teodor, exactly.
So, like you said, he's like 17. He does a little bit of everything. Incredible character.
Yeah, and the top it all up is because every time when you use him, because people been in Saiyans used.
But see, in a debate, like you could still like the fact that fusions. Like think about Vegeta. Like fusions is in mono purple. Fusions is in mono purple. Vegeta is in mono purple. He's in fusions. He's in the Super Saiyan team, which is blue, purple, or whatever you want to run. He's in literally 3 of one of the best teams in the game. Like, if you compare, all 3 of the teams that I mentioned are in the top 5 teams in Dragonball Legends. So, the fact that Vegeta value it has such a high value is crazy how good Vegeta is. But team impact goes to Vegeta. He made some teams. Yeah, exactly. But then you could even argue like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So if I were to play devil's advocate, I will even say for Goku's part is Goku is arguably was number 1 at a time. Super Vegeta, you could argue that wasn't number 1 at his Zenkai. You could argue more Super Saiyan 3 being the better character, like the number 1 character in the game, more than you could argue Zenkai Super Vegeta was number 1. Remember, I'm talking about Zenkai Super Vegeta, for those who's watching the VOD, not Super Vegeta, his initial release. Because initial release Super Vegeta, yes, he was easily number 1, no debate. But, yeah. But at the same time, that's the product of Bardock of T-Water, right? The fact that Bardock has a stupid Super Saiyan crit buffs, I mean, yeah, that's super problem. So
Him with Namek Goku, and people were so afraid of attacking because you just want to try tackling, but they know, those who experience know, as soon as they see a tackle, you will get strike.
Yep. Crazy. Insane. And Namek Goku is a whole different one. He actually didn't make the cut because he was the final, I believe, Zenkai of the year. So he would have been on this list for sure otherwise. Yeah. So let's talk about your top pick.
My top pick is actually Legends Limited Super Vegeta.
All right. Why is he your number one Zenkai of 2021?
First, he's a fusion. Second, it's Super Vegeta. Literally, it's when so many memes on how many, when Candy Vegeta beats everything. Obviously, it's not just that, but it's his entire kit is to support himself and his team. Sure, he's not doing one kick-ass combo by kicking my opponent.
I mean, he can.
But he can, absolutely. But his very kit helps him with the support ability and buffing himself up. Like, he's ramping up, and that is a good thing, because you don't really want a unit that can literally kick ass. Sure, you want to do that, but
yeah, see what exactly like there's
that's
literally
not
an
what
argument
Super
for
Vegeta is all
both,
about. Even
because
in the anime, he
if we're talking about everything in 2021, like,
by beating,
you have to account
that
Super Saiyan 3 Goku's dominance
also
on his initial Zenkai until he
with
started falling off. So
like,
there's always arguments to be made between really both of them. It's just unfortunate that Zenkai Super Vegeta, like his Zenkai was December, so it was like,
yeah, very.
And it's not and his Zenkai. No, it was in November. No, it was early December, right?
Everything. And his ultimate hit.
Yeah, I think it was the first week of December, because I think
his blue card also hit so hard.
I think they skipped out. No, I think Bro and Chi Life came out and then Super Vegeta
to do other combos.
Zenkai, right? Yeah. I think it was that order.
Sure.
But
very interesting character.
Yeah,
I thought that a lot of people were.
There's definitely arguments to be made for both.
Like, there was a very
like you could argue
Zenkai.
number one is Super Saiyan 3 Goku because of his impact of 2021. And then you could argue the same thing with Super Vegeta being number one.
At least in consideration of the 2021,
regardless of the fact,
for sure one of the top
me personally, I don't care. I agree.
At least
I will agree to, like, you could persuade me for Super Saiyan 3 to be number one, but definitely for me, if I were to make this the same exact list, Super Vegeta would be number one.
Nice.
Also because of the current meta too, but that's a different thing.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll kind of jump into my number 10, and like I said, because we talked about we're going to talk about a lot of the same characters. We'll kind of just move on kind of quickly. So my number 10 is Lf Piccolo, and the reason why I had Lf Piccolo at number 10 was because of the...
Nah, D3, I disagree, bro. I disagree, bro. Lf Piccolo, I don't know, D3, I disagree, bro. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm just overrating Piccolo. But nah, 10? Nah. I don't know, D3. I don't know. Like I said, it's their list. Let me go back. This is their list. This is their opinion, and I respect their opinions. Definitely. But Piccolo at 10. Nah. Let's keep going though. This is all fun.
Fact that he is a character that, for one, admittedly, I don't really love regen. I never did. Viewers of my channel know this, especially if you've been around for a while. But you can't ignore the value of the character. He's got the things that you talked about earlier. The ability to get that vanish back is so insane, post-transformation, stuff like that. And then the blue card, it just will destroy you. And then he has the ability to, I believe, also restore allies' health, I believe, post-Zenkai. So very powerful character just in general. And, in terms of why he is in the 10th spot and not higher, it's just obviously I felt like the other characters were more deserving of that one. Now, do you have anything that you want to add about Piccolo in particular?
Nothing really. It's just that too bad that he was only on region. Even though he was focused on Saiyan Saga, it didn't really start that until much later.
Yeah, for sure. They came back, and it's a little too late now though. Feel free to jump in, man, whenever you want, because I could monologue this whole thing.
Oh no, it's okay, it's fine.
So we have so number 9 is different though, because he's a character that wasn't on your list whatsoever. I really want to say that I really wanted to include a character that you have on your list, but I did not, and I'll wait till the end of my list to say it. But anyways, number 9 is Super Saiyan God Vegeta. This guy was probably the first Zenkai of the year, period. He came out at Legends Festival last year, right after Blue Gogeta came out. And the reason why he is high on my list is because he has the offensive utility, very powerful strike character, can do good damage, get the combos going, things like that. But what I'll say is I valued highly, especially when looking at the list of characters that were available to us in the first place, I value the cover very highly because of the fact that the way that it works is it works versus strikes or blasts, and the only other ones that are like that are the LF versions with UI and Ss4 Vegeta, and they're limited to a couple of times. And it does the knockback. It also is comboable, unlike those other characters. They can't combo into theirs. I value that very, very highly. I think it's a very good and probably one of the better covers overall in the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I value that really highly. So that in and of itself was the main reason he's on the list, outside of everything else.
Yeah, the reason why he wasn't on my list though is because sure, he gains strike when he enters, but only if his health was higher than the opponent.
That is one really, really wacky playstyle that he's always had.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like he was.
Got Vegeta at 9. Man, I don't know. I don't think he makes the cut. I think God Vegeta will be honorable mentions. I think he's in honorable mentions. I don't think he's top 10 though. Nah. I love this God Vegeta though. God Vegeta, once he got his Zenkai, like he's been one of my favorite units. And that's the thing. He's over Piccolo. Nah.
He even got key though, but he didn't.
It's D3's opinion though, so definitely got respected.
The opponent was lower. But
people be gas. It's just that the animation Gorilla Gun is good.
And also he had the health restoration and Vados with the healing, things like that. Especially with like a health restoration equip, you can really leverage those things very well for him. But you're not wrong, not at all. There are legitimate drawbacks to the character. Number 8 is Lf Goten, and I'll just go ahead and repeat everything you said. I had him higher on my list though, just because of the fact that I really do think that
I don't mind Goten here, but I already explained about Goten, so let's keep going.
And supporting effects that he had, and the playstyle of being a blast character.
Oh, so he's not better than Piccolo
for the red Gohan. But the thing is, the triple Gohan meta took over by storm, to where in most cases you were never seeing this guy in action at all. So I think he probably went underappreciated and underrated during the time of his release. And he was another character like Super Vegeta that I talked about. Really, if we're being honest, pretty much most of the LF Zenkais, people were like, oh, why didn't they get more? Because LFs.
Yeah.
But I think with Goten, the blast draw, the utility he had, he heals himself on sub out. He has a unique equip that also heals him. Like, Goten is a very well-rounded character. So I think he for sure deserves to be on the list in the 8 spot. Could have been higher, could have been lower, but I felt comfortable with that placement. Let's move on to number 7 here. So number 7 is Lf Frieza, and Lf Frieza is a character that I talked about it earlier, but I do hope that they try to lean more into the LOE Frieza Force space.
I'm not going to re-explain the characters that's in the list, but Frieza there, I agree with. He's definitely ahead of God Vegeta and Goten. It's just the Piccolo. The Piccolo one is just throwing me off. I'm sorry.
more Frieza characters. Hopefully we get one sooner than later to really capitalize on this dude before he gets a little too outdated, things like that. But what I'll say is the support that he has, the debuffs, the
Kill is better than Gurren Lagann.
Ridiculous.
Even BNA,
putting an extra blue in your deck is very, very
the same studio made all three, so
as well. So he's got just a lot of different.
BNA is just better than Gurren Lagann, but Kill is definitely their best work.
Like that, I believe. So he's got a lot of things in his kit that help him out a ton in terms of usage, and you really can be flexible with him as well with the leader slot as well, outside of being on specific teams as well. We didn't talk a ton about the leader skill slot, but I think you can have some fun with this guy.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's a good.
Even though without the leader slot before he got a Zenkai, people were running mono purple with that Frieza just to have fun. To test
Frieza's interesting, man. He's him and Piccolo also has something similar, but they are characters that are offering these buddy / ally supporting effects.
Oh yeah, that was a thing when they were released, and I found that very interesting. Yeah. And then
they're pretty fun, man.
Yeah, and they gave it to a few units that we were not expecting, but it was fun, and I feel like this Frieza does so much.
Yeah, very good character, honestly. He probably is a little underrated by most people these days.
Yeah, but I think it's because of the support they are not getting.
Yep. That's it. That's why I said I hope that they get the support they need before he's out.
Yeah, I know.
So moving on to number 6, this is Ss4 Vegeta. Again, we talked about how offensive he is, the powerhouse.
Oh yeah,
Vegeta. He has. I don't really have Vegeta on him, but I will say just lastly that there is, in my mind, a high value in having these characters that are blast based or strike based, and having space, like I mentioned with Goten, to create a blast version of these meta teams, like Hybrid's blast version or a strike version or a mixture, right? But I really do like the focus of blast from this Vegeta that he always had, admittedly, and I also, in the mixed space, love the synergy he has with Goku. They work so well together, and they always did.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it happens, but also hoping it doesn't happen. The third piece of the puzzle hasn't got a Zenkai yet.
Oh no, not Super Baby 2.
I want it to happen just to see it, but I don't want it to happen.
If that is the case, it should be only restricted for GT. Babies. Please and thank you.
So yeah, we'll move on from that. We don't want to give them any ideas, but yeah, Super Vegeta, awesome character. Next one is the counterpart, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I honestly probably should. I think if I were to redo my list, I'd probably slide him up a couple spots because I really kind of changed my opinion, but I don't want to change my list mid-video.
Yeah, Goku is so good, bro.
Really is like incredible.
Goku was so good.
Healing, some defensive ability, damage, obviously, draw speed, nullifies covers.
Also, real quick on the background music, I love this. Let me tell y'all something about Pokemon music, bro. There's a specific song. I think it was Lavender Town or whatever. That music slaps, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I love old Pokemon OSTs or BGMs,
which is incredibly flexible. One of the best mechanics in the game, period. And then the 30 counts on the Nullify Endurance via main abilities. Oh boy.
Yes, sir. The Pokemon theme music. I love that theme music, bro. The all right, let me stop.
Oh yeah.
You know, the 30 count thing, Gogeta has that on his ultimates, the new one. And it's like, I was playing against him and I was like, wow, that still wasn't 30 counts because he didn't land it. He switched out. He came in and landed a strike and still nullified one of my character's endurance. And it was like forever later.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that was still active, you know?
Oh, I know. In the heat of battle, you think it takes valuable. So long, but it doesn't.
Very. Yeah, very powerful effect. So just
hear the music, bro. I fucking love the Pokemon Center music, bro.
Because in my mind, that's just too good, man. Yeah, it says right here, nullifies restore health when it reaches 0 effect for 30 counts. Yeah, I wanted to double check just to make sure I wasn't misinforming. Yeah, too powerful. So great character. And like you said, the utility on his teams being the best purple in terms of GT specifically. Yeah. And, you know, I really did like Purple Ss3 as with the offensive option, but I'd have to agree with you that I'd put this guy on the team over him. But Purple Ss3 does have the better Z and I believe Zenkai ability.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in terms of just purple Sun family characters, I guess, I'd rank him higher. He's really good. Speaking of purple, the next one on my list is Fusion Zamasu. So there's a lot of Zenkais that happen if you haven't noticed throughout the year. So Fusion Zamasu, I talked about it. He does pick up some things, but really, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. He's here because he's one of the best tanks in the game. The green card is still incredibly annoying to play against. The level of control that he has with tankiness and the green card, etc., the knockback, and just everything that's in his kit that's control based is very powerful. And I talked about the space for separate teams earlier. I do love the blast focus on him, leaving access to a blast based version of a God Key team. I guess more or less before the tag character came out, and they wound up on every team, no matter what the scenario, because you always take the best character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did love pre-tag character anyway, the way that the team was built and separated for him specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said before in my thing, that Zamasu really does everything. Tank, does damage, like has cover change, and his blue card increase card art, like they cannot combo you high enough. You really need to switch to have
Yeah, and then the freaking key.
This music is so goated, bro.
Loss effect.
Oh yeah, the key reduction is. Oof.
Oh my goodness.
That was one of the highest in the game, and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, he is. Zamasu really, truly is the embodiment of everything annoying. Does pretty much everything. He even has like the bleeds that they added to his kit to give him more passive damage, which actually works really well with a character like him that's very defensive and control based. He still has the playstyle where he gets better, progressively. In terms of like when the enemy has less battle members,
yeah, bro,
he does more damage.
This OST is, I love this Pokemon Center OST, bro.
That's not a bad thing or not a big deal, but I do wish that it was just always there. But the peak on that, the ceiling on that damage for the ultimate is very high overall. You know what I'll say is some of these Zenkais that came out though, and he is one of them. The only gripe I really had with them was like, dude, if you had Blast Armor.
Oh, easy. Like, Ryuko with the come on, bro. Kill is just a way better series than Gurren Lagann. I don't care,
bro.
When
I was using him, I was like, man, if only you had Blast.
Way better.
So that would just put a nice little bow on his kit. There's a few of them that are like that, whether on the list or not. But yeah, that's his one thing I really didn't like. But they can't give it to everybody, so I get it.
Yeah.
Number 3 on my list is Android 17. We talked about him. Really, I just cannot say this enough. One of the most annoying characters in the entire game to play against. So that's just, and like,
I'll probably put Zamasu, and I'll probably put Goku ahead of the Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, Super 17. It's just that Goku is more consistent than Zamasu. He's gonna be in conversation with Goku, like consistent wise. It's just that because of Goku Vegeta being purple and everything like that, like if Goku Vegeta like was red or something like that, right? Which would be crazy because then he would just counter Ultra Gogeta. Imagine that. Hold on. Imagine this Goku Vegeta was actually red though. Like the Vegeta portion would destroy freaking Ultra Gogeta, and then the Goku portion would destroy any yellow. So like Futron and stuff like that. Damn, if he was red though, and then Gaki would be better. Let me stop.
I am not great with this character, admittedly, but in the hands of somebody that is really good with this character, he is very, very, very times 10 frustrating to play against.
Very dangerous.
We talked about it earlier. He is what'd you say?
Very dangerous, to be precise.
Yeah, he is something else. He just like Zamasu has a lot of control and is very powerful. He also can do a lot of damage. Very good character.
Yeah, and it's still ramped up.
Definitely don't want to sleep.
It still ramps up too every time you use a green or cover. Like he still does a lot of damage.
Yeah,
you hear the train in the background? I don't know if it was Defreeze or Battle Morse background. You hear the train?
I purposely try to avoid giving these characters a higher ranking or lower ranking based on their relevance in the current meta, which admittedly has
and you see, that's exactly what I was talking about when discussing about Super Saiyan 3 versus Super Vegeta. That's the argument that you could argue towards but you could argue for Goku is the relevancy and everything like that. And then you could use that same argument towards Super Vegeta. You could be like, oh, Super Saiyan 3 Goku was relevant this much time. But then Super Vegeta was like, yeah, but, you know, I came out at literally the end of the year pretty much, right? And when I came out with my Zenkai, I automatically became relevant too and made one of the best teams, if not the best team in the game. So you could, like I said, Goku and Vegeta, like, it's a really good argument. It's a really good debate on which one. Like, you could argue for a top 10 end of the year Zenkai tier list. Like, you could make a really strong case for both characters. So,
I mean, he just came out, but his stock is rising with the release of the Ultra Gogeta anyway. So I tried to avoid that. But what I'll say,
yeah,
I'm about it previously, that
Gaki simping. All of my Gaki, I'll tell you that.
They're liking or disliking of this character. I think that he is perfect. Not that he's perfect in terms of being the best character in the game or anything like that, but I think he was designed perfectly. I think they made the right tweaks where they needed to.
I believe so
exactly
as well. He was designed perfectly.
He's got two elements of draw speed, I believe, main ability and passive, I believe. If you read his kit Breeze Zenkai, he has a very laid out playstyle. He needs cards. They give him access to more cards. He has everything that he would really need to lean heavily into that playstyle. Now, obviously, you might want him to do more damage, whoop-de-woo, whatever you want him to do, like more tanky, whatever. Okay, that's fair. But if you really look at the kit, I think he was designed very well. So for me, I think he's worthy of the number 2 spot.
I mean, he was designed so well, fitting for the very anime series. Because literally in the anime, he is taking his time, and then he gets stronger. And they made him right by putting him into the game like this. Made his kit was similar to what he is.
And I like the minor tweaks on the margins where it's like they updated a version of these effects where previously he would have the effect to buff himself when the enemy uses cards, and then it turns into buff all allies when the enemy is using cards versus him, for example. I like the marginal changes that they did to the character to allow for more supporting effects, things like that. So very powerful character just in general. And I can understand not liking the ramp up nature of him where he gets the buffs based on the cards he draws, which admittedly I believe they did extend the amount of time he has the buffs because that was a big issue for him as well. But I think that the way he's built is, like you said, very anime accurate, and it was that pre-Zenkai. But I think it leans into the place how they laid
Watch Dogs 1 was okay.
1 year anniversary character.
Watch Dogs 2
he was a
sucked.
character I think that people were most anticipating, was very easy to get wrong in the eyes of a lot of people.
I don't think people hated Watch Dogs 1 you know what? I think it was overhyped. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Because of the trailer and the commercial and everything. And then when people started playing it, it was like a big people was disappointed in the game. But it was a solid game. Watch Dogs 2 was garbage.
I know it's for Yuden's thing, and I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but I do love SS3 as a form. It's one of my favorite forms in the series, so I'm not mad at this at all.
Unlike me, I really don't like SS3 form. About to get crucified, but yeah, I really don't like SS3, the transformation. I thought it was cool when Goku did it, you know, and all that, like. That the voice acting and background music for the original Dragon Ball Z sub, I thought that was cool, but I just don't like the form. It's weird because it's like I like Ultra Ego. Ultra Ego looks fine, and maybe because of the purple and everything like that, which makes it look good, and as well as Vegeta's outfit as well, which contrasts the purple and everything like that. I think that's pretty cool, but Super Saiyan 3, not gonna lie, not really a fan.
And one of my favorite forms in general, period, in the entire series is Ss3 Kid Goku. So I was extremely hyped about his release. One of my most anticipated characters. So on the topic, Rai, my guy, I give it to you. We got LF SS3 here.
No shade to Sean Schemmel, and all the dub voice actors will tell you themselves that the dub was just like the script was butchered like crazy, like literally like more than 50 lines of the script per episode was changed for no reason at all. Like, if they would have kept the script, and as voice acting wise, like Chris Sabat, Sean Schimmel, even God rest his soul, like, I mean, Chris Ayres came later on in the series, and God rest his soul. He's just his voice acting with Frieza is a blessing, dude. Chris Ayres as Frieza was one of the best dub voice actors I ever heard. Like, his voice acting on Frieza is just God rest his soul. But they'll tell you, like, Sony Straight as well. Like, they'll tell you, like, nah, the dub for Dragon Ball, the original Funimation Dragon Ball Z, trash. And for those who watch, like me, I used to watch the dub as well. When I first watched, my first viewing of Dragon Ball was watching. Actually, my first viewing of Dragon Ball was the Spanish dub, actually. And then I watched it in Toonami and all that. But even when I was a kid, I thought it was cool and everything. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, the dub, like, I don't know. Because you could tell, because even me, when I rewatched it, when I was like 16 years old, I was like, Goku is not a hero, bro. Like, that Super Saiyan line, like, I am Son Goku, I am a hero and all that. Like, no, he's not a hero. He's just a guy, I mean, he does heroic things because he protects his planet. But him as a character, he's not a typical hero. So, I don't know. The dub is horrible. The OG dub. Kai dub, really, really good. And it's crazy that Kai is like, gets hated on because people thinks is like, oh, it's not really Dragon Ball. No, it's better than, it's only cutting out the filler and actually keeping the script, like, almost, like, literally, like, 97% of the original script is in Kai. Like, they only changed, like, a few wording just because it's, just translate to English and all that jazz, but just to make it sense. Or they have, like, quirky things, like in Dragon Ball Super dub, like, they do the same thing. But 97% of the script is from the original, and they copy it and everything like that. So I don't get why Kai gets hated on. Kai is easily better than original dub Dragon Ball.
I don't think words really could do him justice. I'll tell you though, on release, he is a character that I was not the kindest to, but after his release, right?
That GT dub. Don't even get me started with GT dub. Oh my god! You know what it is? People watch the GT dub and think GT is the most shitty anime ever. Like, no. If you watch it sub, yes, GT is bad. Definitely is bad. But it's not trash. There's a difference between trash and bad. GT is bad, yes. But it's because the dub script was almost as terrible as the original Dragon Ball Z dub. Like, oh my god, that dub was terrible, dude. When you watch GT sub, you're like, oh shit, this is actually not that bad. Oh my god, dude. And I'm not saying anything bad about the voice actor, because the voice actors, especially now, you don't understand how, I mean, obviously they should improve over the years, but they are so much better, like, now than back then. Like, even from their screams, like, you could hear Sean Schimmel, like, screams from before until now. Oh my god, it's so much better. And you could even argue, like, technology is definitely better, because it is. Technology is definitely better now than back then. But at the same time, though, like, they improved drastically. And even, like, delivering a line, like, they're so much better. So, let's finish this list.
I wasn't, like, critical, really. It's like, I didn't think he was, like, all that. But after some time, it's like, oh, okay, he's one of those characters. Like,
exactly, exactly.
At the time of 18 and Gohan, it's like, oh, he's one of those characters. Okay. So, very, very powerful character. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's just, that guy's something else, man. I don't have much else to say. You have anything you want to add on Ss3 before we wrap it up, man?
No, I feel like you hit all the nails. I feel like this is probably a good time that everything fits.
You hear the train in the background?
Sounds good. So obviously our lists were different,
I love
guys.
it.
Let us know in the comments, like I said in the beginning, your list for the overall top 10. And in terms of what we have here, this video was definitely a joy. It's something that took a little bit longer to do than I wanted to do, but it's always hard to fit in 2 top 10 lists in a video. So Battlemore, thank you so much for helping me out with this, man.
No problem. I was glad to be here talking about this. It was a very interesting year, and I hope we getting more next year.
Man, hold on. Can we not get more Zenkais next year? Can we just...
Every Zenkai is free now,
Too
so...
many Zenkais. Yeah, that's true, but still so many Zenkais. Oh, man. I guess it is what it is. They got to do a Zenkai or a character or both or whatever. Okay. All right.
See, I don't mind the multiple
Zenkais. You
Zenkais.
guys for being here.
I just mind the multiple resources that we
got
got used to so boost the Zenkais.
Content here on the 5-9 Gaming channel.
That's my
and,
only
we'll
issue.
See all of you in the next one.
See you guys.
Man, it's Battlemore. Man's doing this video on the train station, bro. Nah, but shout out to Battlemore. Shout out to D3. Like I said, I feel like Piccolo was definitely underrated in this list. I feel like he should be higher. And maybe I'm just overrating Lf Piccolo, but I feel like people who owns Piccolo at a higher star and have the proper equipment and the proper region team actually sees the value on how good Piccolo is. So, and even when his initial release until even now, like his value has never really dropped. His value only increased even slightly or even more because of the medals, right? So maybe that's just me, I don't know, but yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to Saber, you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch that fake stay. You gotta watch that fake zero. But yeah. For those who made it at the end, thank you for watching. I know what see. That's the thing about live streaming. My reaction is not only I'm live streaming my reactions to you guys. I'm also breaking it down. Breaking down the characters, breaking down my thoughts, breaking down my if I were to make a tier list, and as well as even conversations with the chat, like my boy T Water, you know what I'm saying. So that's what I do in my live streams. We just chat. I react to some stuff. I play Legends. You know, that's how it is. What it is. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. My name is Skull Royal. You guys have a good one. Stay safe and stay hydrated. T-Water, I'm out of here. I gotta record some videos. I might upload a video tonight. I just gotta finish the editing process and everything like that. Oh, exclusive T-Water. Hold on. Exclusive for you. For those who made it to the end of the VOD, they probably see it, but for those who don't, tough cookie. Look at me with my reactions. Yes, sir. Where's that font? Yes, sir. You see this right here? See that thumbnail right here? This is a thumbnail for the next week, bro. This is part of my new series. It's gonna be inspired by what's his name? CJ the Champ. It's inspired by Sensei. It's called Naruto White Air Force Energy. So you know how CJ the Champ and Sensei, they have Black Force Energy, just discussing about different anime characters that does like crazy shit. It's gonna be like that, but the reverse. Like people, there's gonna be anime characters who's helping out and everything like that. So it's gonna be a highly edited video. I'll do these once a month, and hopefully everything works out. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? That's it for me. Yeah, I love Sensei. Sensei actually followed me because I reacted to one of his videos, the Madara the Black Air Force Uchiha video. And then he started following me and everything like that. He was like, I appreciate you reacting. I was like, yeah, no problem. I react to anything, bro. Like, that's my reaction channel is for, bro. I just react to shit. If I like it, if I like, you know, the reaction and I like the video, hey, I'm gonna react to it. If I don't like my reaction to the video, I'm just gonna scrap it and just don't upload it because you know what it is. It's like the thing is with me is like I make sure like and maybe this is a YouTube thing and everything like that, and that goes to my main channel videos. Is I like to rewatch my videos, bro, and it's like if I don't like the video, I'm just gonna scrap it. Like that's another reason why I haven't uploaded like I uploaded a short yesterday and that was it because I made like 3 videos to come out and it was like nah, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna upload it. Don't like my energy on it. Let me scrap it. Whatever. It is what it is. And that's how I feel, you know? And maybe that's just my self-doubt or maybe that's just me, you know, trying to be a perfectionist or maybe that's just I don't know. But I just don't want to put like anything like mediocre or if I'm gonna put out something like mediocre, that's why you have shorts for it, you know. But like videos itself is like even shorts, like I don't even like putting out mediocre shorts, like just me talking, you hear the audio like iffy and everything like that. Even that, like I don't really like that shit either. It's like but for shorts is like when I discussing about like the rate and everything like that, yeah, it is what it is. But if I'm gonna do a short like that draws up like I don't know, like the Ultra Gogeta short or the concepts and stuff like that, I want to make sure that those shorts are very, very quality. Because I don't know, that's just me. People may see it differently, but that's just me. Anyway, that's it for me.